Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Spill the Tea, Lou. And of course, it is Friday, it is fun day, and that means we are joined by Kai from behind the dugouts. I'm not saying you're fun, don't let it go to your head. It's just a combination is fun.
I'm taking it anyway.
You're like, pat on the back for Kai. But shout out to everybody in the chat. We're going to come to you in a little sec. I'm going to shout out, say hello to everybody. Guys, I know we have Premier League football this evening, and we don't normally go live when there's Premier League football. We are going to, I'm going to have it over here. I've had a second screen the entire time since I got the setup, but I've needed a wire to connect it to the computer, and it's an unusual wire because the screen's a little bit older. The wire arrived today, so I can actually have the football over here on my second screen now, which is wonderful, on like a bigger second screen than the one I was using before. So we will be able to watch that kind of as the show is ongoing. But first, let us say hello to the teacuppers. So I've seen that Rob is in the house. Rob figured out how to work X today, which was just wonderful. JT is in the house. Twinkle toes to Lula. Have you seen this yet?
No.
Can you see the profile picture there for Twinkle Toes?
I can see toes.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah. That's our Dave.
That's Dave's feet. Dave, feet pics. You need to be selling them online, mate. Making some. Well, actually, no, don't do that.
No, don't do that.
Might scar some people.
Shout out to Mama. Flossia says hello, campers. I can't remember if I said JT already, but JT is in fact here for sure. What else? Who else have we got? Shem is in the house. Lovely Shem. Hello. Our very own Tom McBride is in the house. Hello to Tom. Who else have we got? I don't want to miss anybody. All the people that get in here early, bless them. They're all so good. They're here earlier than me every time. Guess is here, waiting on the kettle, waiting on us, and smashing that like button. Mohammed is with us. Shout out Mohammed. Bonkers is in the house as well. The guys were having a little chat about the championship. Who else? Have I got everyone? I think I've got everyone. Yes, okay, I've got everyone. Guess is saying, make sure you go and follow Kai on his channel. And what I will do, thank you very much to Guess. I'm just going to pin that message. So anybody who hasn't done so will be able to find him nice and easy and go and subscribe. So now that we've said hello to the teacuppers, how are you, Kai?
I'm doing very, very, very well. It's been a good week.
You look genuinely pleased with yourself.
I am very, very pleased with myself. You know, for once in a very, very long time, life's good and football's okay. Football's not too bad because it's I haven't been able to say that for a while, for a long while. And it's probably going to change this weekend. So I'm going to enjoy it while it lasts.
I think, like, I'm feeling pretty good at the minute. I'm feeling pretty good about United. Like, there's a lot of things I'm not happy with. There's a lot of things I would change. There's always going to be downsides. But overall, like, we're third in the Premier League. We're doing pretty good. We're almost guaranteed Champions League football. I mean, I'm enjoying it while it lasts, like that, before this weekend, because obviously we're playing Liverpool, which we are going to get into. But I mean, I'm just enjoying it while it lasts. It's been sunshiny. You can probably see from the slight tinge of red on my forehead. We had a little bit of sunshine here. In person, it doesn't look red. In person, it looks like tan. On the camera, it looks really red.
Yeah, it's the camera. Yeah, the camera's got that red tint, yeah.
No, the camera has a really bright light. So, like, because it's a white light, it makes it look red. Whereas normal daylight is more of a yellowy tinge. So it makes it look browner than it is red. But I've been enjoying the sun, needless to say. We don't get very much of it. Today was a little bit more dreary, but actually in the late afternoon it picked up. So I've been reading. I've had my Kindle and I've obviously left it outside now, which was very clever of me. But I have like a garden set in the front garden and in the back garden. So what I do is wherever it's sunny, I just go to the different garden because my garden's quite, like, there's hedges. It's quite private. And I've been going out with the Kindle and a cup of tea. I've been having a good old time. Huge is in the house as well. Shout out to Huge. But yeah, so I've been having a lovely time drinking tea, reading books, talking to these lovely people. We've been having some great old chin bags through the week as well. And I don't think we have once, like not even a single time this week, maybe touched on it, but we haven't had like a single conversation about the title race. So we have done 2 streams a day, every day, without all the streams having to be about the title race, which is just stupendous, really. I'm giving myself a pat on the back for Kai, pat on the back for me, pat on the back for the teacuppers. We're just incredible. I got distracted there mid-sentence because I saw this JT saying ramping up the red colour for the United game to show support. That's a true fan. Well, I can't wear my jersey anymore because we have now discovered that when I wear a jersey, we lose, and when I wear normal clothing, we don't lose. So I can no longer. I bring the juju. I am the juju. Not only do I bring the juju, I am the juju. So I have to. What I think I'll do is if we win and I'm doing a match reaction, then I'll wear it for the match reaction, but I can't wear it before the match, because it's the juju. And then hopefully between the match reaction and the following match, there's enough time for the juju to wear off.
To dissipate,
The judge. How much in a super chat to wear a Fulham kit tomorrow? There is no amount of money. None. No amount of money. None. Do you know, I'm not quite as serious as some people in terms of like, it is just a piece of clothing. It's not like the holy grail. Like Atletico Madrid were losing the plot. Was it Ben White walked across the crest because it was on the bloody ground and everybody had a bit of a heart attack? And I'm like, well, it's on the ground. If you don't want it to be walked on, don't put it on the ground. It's a silly place to put it if you don't want people to step on it. So like it is just a piece of clothing, but I wouldn't go. Yeah, do you know what I mean?
You wouldn't be caught seen in it.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
In a public place.
Well, I'm not wearing it at home either, to be fair. But I wouldn't be like, do you know? For example, some channels have the sponsorship with the OK jersey, and they're all the different variations.
I've seen that quite. Yeah.
And so to advertise it, they wear like different shirts to sort of show this is what it looks like. I wouldn't be like, oh my God, you're not a fan because you wore it. I mean, they're making a living. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not going to like judge anyone, but there's no amount of money you could put in a super chat to make me wear another team's kit. Personally, I'm not a judger. I'm not a judger much. It's more of a joke. Doesn't matter. It's a very serious topic, JT, and we're taking it seriously. It's not a joke wearing another team's shirt, okay? That was a joke. Just to be clear. Mohammed says, with Ben White, it's because it's Arsenal making a big deal out of it. If it was another team, I don't think that's true. I just don't think that's true.
I remember
this whole Arsenal thing is driving me crazy lately. It's not because
I do remember a while back, and I can't remember what team it is, but it's happened before. It's not the first time a player's walked on the crest, and then you get loads of videos of player going, "Oh, this player respects football, respects the team because he's walked round the crest," and other like it's not a an Arsenal thing.
It's not an Arsenal thing. I feel like I can't wait for this season to be over, because everything this season is an Arsenal thing. Everything's an Arsenal thing. And I just can't wait for the season to be over. Do you know what? I really genuinely hope they win the Premier League so that next season isn't all about bloody Arsenal again. There's other teams in the league. There are other teams in the league, and everything that happens is, it's I
suppose it depends if they win it, because if they win it, it don't matter if the season ends. They'll be going into next season. And they'll be
but it won't be everything's about Arsenal being bottlers and you're picking on Arsenal because they've never won and it's poor Arsenal. The whole narrative will be different. I would actually rather listen to Arsenal fans celebrate than listen to another season of mostly rival fans saying, it's because it's Arsenal. Like, I just don't think there is. What I think is that there's big content creators making out that there's an agenda so much and so often that people believe it. I don't believe there's an agenda. I think there's always an aim to bring down the team at the top. It's not about Arsenal. Arsenal are top of the league. If City were top of the league, they would get the hit. If Chelsea were top of the league, they would get the hit. If United or Liverpool, whoever's at the top gets the hit. It's not an agenda against Arsenal. It's just not. But what happens is there's so many content creators doing it.
Yeah. And it makes good it makes good content in terms of you're like feeding into it. They're not having to try hard to create the content when the football club is doing it for them. You know, it's not a new narrative that's been around Arsenal, you know, for many years. So at the end of the day, if they get over the line, they get over the line. If they don't get over the line, it will be another year. You know, it's one of those things.
Yeah, but I think the likes of that, the big deal being made because he walked on the crest, I don't think it's anything to do with the fact that it's Arsenal. I think it's to do with the fact that the game didn't go the way Atletico Madrid wanted, and they had a bit of a temper tantrum. I don't think it mattered that it was Arsenal. I think they would have had the same temper tantrum against any team in that scenario.
Any player that did it, it is. And I want to say it was a Spanish team last time that it happened, that I remember it happening.
They were a little bit emotional, so I could believe that.
Yeah. And let's be honest, it's against an Atletico team that has probably got one of the strongest emotional coaches in the game. You've seen Diego Simeone.
Yeah, and
the whole thing around Atletico Football Club is like pure just emotion. So it's it's not unexpected.
Yeah, I don't think everything is about Arsenal. I think, and I will be fair, because I see Tom here. Tom here said, where'd it go? I've lost it. Where'd he go? Arsenal fans think they're bigger and better than they are. Two things on this one. Most of the people I've seen doing this stuff aren't Arsenal fans. Most of the big content creators I've seen talking about Arsenal and pushing about Arsenal and constantly about Arsenal, talking more about Arsenal than their own teams, are rivals. Yes, there are some Arsenal content creators, fair enough. But for the most part, the people I've seen pushing all of this stuff aren't actually even Arsenal fans. The second thing is, and then I'll you answer that.
Yeah.
The second thing is, I think most of us think we're bigger and better than we are. Like, I definitely think Manchester United are bigger and better than they currently are. I think that's a little bit of fan as well, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, it's the one of those things, right? To be a fan is to just fully engulf yourself in the moment, enjoy it while it is. And Arsenal fans, again, it's something that has not happened for a very, very long time. So when it does come, even if it's coming many seasons and not quite getting over the line, of course they're going to engulf themselves. Now, did they help themselves when they were screaming about winning the league in November? Probably not. And then it's slightly gone a bit more downward than they would have liked towards the latter end of the station. But that's not the fans' fault. That's the team and the manager's fault. But can you really be a fan if you don't get engulfed in it? If you don't, hype up the emotions? I mean, my club's in an absolute mess, but we're in an FA Cup final, and I'm loving it. Absolutely. You know what I mean? I know the absolute state of my club is horrendous. The ownership are horrendous, but we're still in an FA Cup final, and I'm still buzzing. Like,
that's how I feel though. Like, we're going to be in the Champions League next season. Do you see if next season comes, right, and we're in and around it, like kind of third, fourth, where we are this season, and we're doing well in the Champions League, you better believe I'm going to be absolutely insufferable. Insufferable. I'm not even going to be able to put up with myself. So I do think part of that is about being just and look, it's individual, but as a fan, I feel like that's how I behave. I'm a bit insufferable. I'm a bit deluded. I'm a bit hyped. I get very much present. I'm like that. So I'm personally not going to judge other people for being like that, because I'm like that. Some people are very practical. I'm very emotional. And I suppose if people are generally practical within their life, maybe that's, do you know? It depends on your personality a little bit, I think.
And it also depends on, like, when it's up and you're good and you're reaching into that moment and you're saying your team's the best in the world. I mean, that's what we were saying after we won the Club World Cup.
Some of your
That's
fans are still
fine.
saying it.
It's still saying it, you know what I mean? That's fine, right? But when you start losing and it starts going downhill, and then people start making fun of you, and you start getting very overly aggressive, and you've got to take it both ways. If you're going to give it, you've got to be able to take it. And I think sometimes that can get a little bit lost with a lot of fans. Is they can give it, but they do not like taking it when it's not going their way.
And see, that's why, to be fair, on here, I tend not to banter a huge amount. Like, you'll notice on my streams, I rarely ever, sometimes I'll have a little giggle, but for the most part, I very rarely say it in rage baity, because I can't take it. I can't take it. It makes me angry. So I'm not going to dish it out, because I'm fully aware that I can't take it. So I just don't dish it out. Do you know what I mean? I can have a little giggle, a small, you know, but for the most part, I cannot take it. I'm far too emotionally invested. I'm far too angry. So I don't dish it out, because I know I'm not going to be able to take it back. Like Tom here is saying, but as United fans, don't go around saying all our players are world class. That's not true. That's not true. Loads of our fans go around saying all of our players are world class, even the shit ones. We had people that said Diogo Dalot was world class. We do have those. We're going to win the quad. We haven't said we're going to win. we haven't said we're going to win the quad. But to be fair, again, I saw more rivals saying about the quad than Arsenal fans. Most of the Arsenal fans I knew and interact with were saying, don't put us in the same conversation as a quad. It was rivals saying they were on for the quad.
But I suppose it's also that fact, and I'm not going to say there aren't Arsenal fans that have done it, because there are. There's
there are.
It just takes one fan to say it, and then everybody's saying it. You know what I mean? Like, he said it, so everybody's saying it, and that's
exactly.
It's very, you know, a minority can't speak for the majority.
Yeah,
but a lot
and
of you know, a lot of the content creators that a lot of people would have watched, especially in the beginning when they were doing well, were pushing that. They were saying this, and then now it's gone a bit downward. Now it's a bit, they've changed their tune a little bit. So you know, football's a beautiful game.
I think maybe that's why I disagree with Tom here on this one, because I suppose for me, often as a content creator now, when I was watching other United content creators, I would hear, or not even like even rival fans, I would say United fans are like this, or United fans think this. And I'm like, I don't think any of those things. None of those things apply to me. And I'm very much a United fan. So I don't like labeling a whole fan base, any whole fan base, not just Arsenal. I hate it when it's done to me. And so I think I just don't like labeling any entire fan base based on a couple of loud people. And as I said, as far as I can see, there are a lot of very loud, very prominent, very big content creators that talk on rivals as if it's their own club. And I think sometimes that rubs people up the wrong way. So I got to a point this season where I got sick to the back teeth of hearing about Arsenal, and it wasn't from Arsenal content creators. And I'm not saying there aren't irritating Arsenal fans. My brother is an Arsenal fan. I know Arsenal fans are very irritating, some of them. I agree. I lived with one all of his life. I know they can be. But I do think the reason I got sick of them and I was sick of hearing about them wasn't from Arsenal fans. It was from rivals that wouldn't shut up about Arsenal. And I do think sometimes it rolls in together. I think every fan base has annoying fans. I think that's where
you've got to take it. Like, for me, when rival fans are talking about Chelsea, like, I love it. The main thing is, you know, if we annoy you that much and you don't dislike us that much, we must be doing something right.
I said that at the start of the season. I said that people only hate you when you're doing well. But let us move along. Let us move along, because I think basically we can all agree we've all got some annoying fans, and some of them are really bloody loud. But Richie is correct. Richie has joined us. Richie was with us earlier today, actually. Richie's an Everton fan. So we have our first Everton fan in the chat, which I'm very excited about. But is reminding us, we do have Leeds and Burnley tonight, which kicks off in 2 minutes. Obviously, we're going to do our predictor game. We're not going to do it all now, but if everybody can just super quickly get in your predictions for Leeds and Burnley, like boom, 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 before that kicks off. So very good shout from Richie because we want to get that in.
Yeah.
You look
I'm going to
stuffed.
go. Yeah. Because they've lost their manager too. I'm going 2-0 Leeds. I was thinking maybe Burnley, even though they've gone down, they might have a bit of fight with them, but their manager's gone as well. I suppose they could get a manager back. Nah, 2-0 Leeds, I think.
I reckon 3-1 Leeds because I think, not mathematically, but I think if Leeds win this, they're safe. Like, they're safe.
Yeah.
I think I would go 3-1 Leeds. You reckon 2-0.
Yeah.
Bonkers nose, Richie. Nice one. Friends reunited in our chat. That's the way it is. Luke is saying, did I even say hello to Luke? I didn't say hello to lovely Luke. Hello. But Luke says 1-0 to Leeds. Mohammed says Leeds 3-0. JT is making a pun because the coach that is currently in place for Burnley is called Michael Jackson. So JT has said maybe Burnley can pull a smooth criminal and beat it. So I got the reference. Thank you very much, JT. Clever. You got 2 in 1 sentence there. So well done. Bonkers is saying 1-0 Leeds. Rob said 2-1 Leeds. And yeah, Mohammed, to be fair, I just do want to put this out there. Mohammed's a Liverpool fan. So it's not as if Mohammed's sticking up for Arsenal as an Arsenal fan. Yeah. Mohammed's a Liverpool fan. So and Tom there, like, he's a United fan. So I know JT was in the conversation there, but it was 2 United fans, a Chelsea fan, and a Liverpool fan having that conversation for the most part. So just to put that context in there as well, Paige reckons 2-1 to Leeds. So basically, it's unanimously Leeds. Most people seem to think kind of a 1-goal difference. Mohammed's with me, kind of reckons 3 goals for Leeds. I'm giving Burnley 1, but most people are saying like 2-1, 1-0, 1-0, 2-1. So I reckon if we go with the 2-1, that sort of seems to be the medium. So let us just lock that in before the game starts. So we're going to talk about a few other topics, a few fun stuff, and then we are going to get into the rest of our predictions. As I said, guys, I am going to have the match on here with me, which I am just going to get set up now because I couldn't do it until it was ready to go. Hello, can you please do what you're told? Because I just want to keep an eye on it while... Yeah, I'm going to be slightly behind, guys, because of the way I have to set this up, because obviously we're on the stream. But bear with me. I will have it on. So if I don't say something straight away, give me about 30 seconds, because I'm probably that much behind you. And then if I don't say it, throw it in the chat and I look at my screen that's beside me. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best to really multitask tonight. But as we know, that screen is... Because you're on the big screen, Kai. You are on the big screen.
Oh, I feel honoured.
Well, you should be. But what it means is the football is on the smaller screen. And as you can see, these glasses are not for decoration. My eyeballs are not good. So I might be able to tell you what's happening because they've got colours. But I'm probably not going to be able to tell you who's making it happen specifically for each team because... they look small. I should be able to figure it out. I'll be able to see numbers, I think. Bloody hell. Leeds are off to a fast start. Leeds are off. Right, okay. Now what I need to do is not get distracted. So this is going to be interesting. This is going to be so fun. So fun. I can't wait to try and do this. So, Kai, first of all, I want to talk about your club. I'll be honest, I haven't really spoken very much about your club recently, like at all, because I've spent a lot of time in the last little while. We've spoken a lot about Newcastle. I find kind of the news cycles go through phases, because I went through a little while where I was doing a lot of streams on Spurs. And then I was doing a lot of, Tom. No. Of course, it's all friendly. First of all, thank you very much for the super chat. Thank you. Second of all, absolutely no need. Yes, absolutely. Friendly conversations. The only person that argues in here is JT. I'm joking.
JT, confirm or deny this. Confirm or deny, please.
I'm joking. No, we get on. I like JT a lot. But JT will see the funny side. I hope, because I like JT. But anyway, no, we 100% know all friendly conversation, 100%. And you know what? You're absolutely entitled to your opinion. Just because it's not the same as mine and Kai's or anyone else's, that's A-okay. Because you express your opinion respectfully, and that's all that matters. So absolutely no worries at all. And we're loving having you as part of the community. So thank you very much. Oh, bless. No, thank you so much. JT, can you please confirm that you understood that was a joke, please?
JT's gone silent.
JT's gone. He's on the wind up now. He's
had enough.
JT's stressing me out on purpose now. There you go. See, it's fine. It's totally fine. Disagreement is natural. Thank you, JT. Shem, I did hear this. I actually I saw it on is Henry's channel called Henry Talks Spurs, Henry Talks Tottenham. I don't know. I can't remember the name. The Henry channel. Not Henry the Hoover, Henry the Spurs fan. They've done a collaboration with Peppa Pig. And they've announced it, a line of merchandise with Peppa Pig. And I thought maybe it was fake, but it's not. It's real.
Shem, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for you.
Shem, I'm really sorry. But so they've announced a collaboration with Peppa Pig, and they're selling hats and clothing items that you can buy with Peppa Pig on them. I'm so sorry, Shem, because that is the mentalest thing I've ever heard in my entire life, right? The only thing worse than not being able to get a front of shirt sponsor is doing a collaboration with Peppa Pig.
Peppa Pig.
I would like to just send all of our love to Shem, because what were they thinking, right? I understand they've done the stadium, they've got the concerts. If they're going to go down, they're going to need more revenue. So I understand. Yeah. I absolutely understand. The Peppa Pig, right? We think it's hysterical. Peppa Pig is very popular amongst the youngsters these days, which means the parents are going to buy the things, okay? So they will make money from this, money that they need for their club that they're going to lose by getting relegated, right? But time and place. This is neither the time nor the place.
Right time. No.
This God. Days after they have announced that they mishandled another injury. Kai, I went through the injuries the other day for Spurs, okay? I went through all the injuries. At least 6 of them damaged their knees. At least 6 of them were long-term knee injuries. But I mean, Xavi Simons, they tried to get him to run off a ruptured ACL, which was just incredible. Incredible. And this is announced within days. I mean, there you go. Peppa Pig first training session pulled a hammy. I mean, Chev is so good. He's so funny. But really, yes.
You've got to laugh. If you don't laugh, you cry.
Well, I think I was laughing and crying there, to be fair.
Yeah.
I was giving both a go. I feel so... You react to that because I can't do anything except laugh. You give us your coherent thoughts on that because I don't have any.
I have no coherent thought. I have no sensible thoughts. It's a joke. It is a joke. You're gonna next thing you see a Peppa Pig on TV wearing a freaking Tottenham shirt. That's as good as it's gonna get. I mean, yeah, you imagine that. Like, oh,
that's worse. That's worse. I do. And as Mohammed says there, I feel so. Tanaka's on the ground. We're only 5 minutes in, and Tanaka's on the ground on his back. That's not good. Anyway, I'm sure he'll be fine. He looks just a little bit winded. But Mohammed is saying, I feel sorry for Simons, honestly. Like, what they did to him was sad. And you could see he was in excruciating pain. You could see he was in pain. Poor Shem. I don't know. None of us know what to say about your club anymore. None of us know what to say about your club anymore. Really and truly, I feel incredibly sorry for the Spurs fans because what do you do? What do
No.
you do? That is...
We were talking about the first part of the stream about having, you know, rival fans just bantering overboard, but like Tottenham are just serving up. They're just serving it up on a plate.
It's like they're doing it on purpose.
You know, we're going to get relegated. Oh, you know, that's not enough for you here. Here's Peppa Big for you.
Oh, hold on. This
It's
is the Leeds
just-
goal.
I can't. I feel. Do I? Yeah, Shem, mate.
I feel sorry for Shem because we like Shem. But
Yeah, Shem. You're the only Spurs fan, unless there's another one in the chat. But you're the only Spurs fan.
Gary used to be a teacupper, but doesn't visit us very often. Wow.
It's a tough.
Have you
it's a
the
tough
match
time
on
for
there?
Gary right now. Me?
The goal,
No.
yeah. So Leeds have
scored.
scored. Yeah, they've scored, but they've scored from like a mile away, across the ground. Like, what was that?
That's what I mean.
Did he even try to save it?
Burnley's gone. Burnley's head's gone.
Who is that? I don't even recognize that player. What was his name? Right. So,
Stack.
oh, is that what he
Or
looks like up
Stack.
close? He was about
Well.
halfway between the box and the halfway line. And he just
All right.
kicks it, but it's low into the kind of right
Old driver.
beside the post.
Mm.
But the keeper goes the right way and just doesn't get
Dives
to
too
it.
late.
Yeah. What a terrible goal to concede. Thomas said, watching this stream was back. Well, I'm watching both, so I'm having a great old time. It was really good, but also, like, the keeper should be saving that. The keeper should absolutely be saving that 100%. Shout out to Logic, who also, Mohammed and Logic let me know. But just before that, Logic did say, big up, like and subscribe. Exactly correct and right. Please hit the like button because I didn't remind anyone. Rob probably did because he normally does. So shout out. But also please subscribe if you're just sort of watching, if you're lurking, but you don't want to chat with these hooligans, that's okay. Even if you subscribe, we won't make you talk to Tallulah. Twinkle Toe says, you can't feel sorry for Spurs after last season's Europa League final. I don't necessarily feel sorry for Spurs, the club. I feel sorry for Shem. And I feel sorry for Kate and Jimbo because I like them three people. And Gary's nice when he's here, who's a Spurs fan. That's, when I say I feel sorry for them, that's who I mean, those specific four people.
Yeah, the rest of them, yeah.
Yeah, everyone else
Going
is
down.
on their own.
Yeah.
That's basically where I'm at with it. But sorry, we got so distracted there. Let's go back. We were trying to talk about your club. I think we were distracted by Peppa Pig. That was what a comment from Shem that was. Shem always has such fantastic comments, and I just they're gone. Yeah. We don't bite. I promise we don't bite. We're crazy, but we don't bite and we're not contagious. So let's just go back. Yeah. Let us go back to speak about Chelsea. Do you know what? So yeah, I was saying kind of you go through a phase where you're speaking about Spurs. This last little while, I feel like I've been speaking a lot about Newcastle. There's a lot going on. All of their players are going to leave. Eddie Howe might leave. He might stay. There's a lot of there's a lot of gossip. There's a lot of tea being spilled at the minute about Newcastle. And I haven't spoken about your club in a while. Are there any transfer rumours? Is there any... What are the rumours about you? Tell us the tea, Kai. We want the tea.
You know what? I think a lot of rival fans, obviously for us Chelsea fans, we can't escape it. We're just locked into this hell forever. Yeah. You're probably fed up of talking about us because every season we're getting a different manager. Every season we're overhauling players. So it's like, this is nothing new. We're going through exactly the same thing we go through every frigging season. It's a nightmare. Are we any closer to what manager's going to take over? No. I mean, I don't think there's any manager on the planet that hasn't been linked to the job. It's ridiculous. There's only so many times you can talk about the news. Oh, this manager's linked this week. And, oh, he's confirmed that he'll take it on one condition. Because that's what it is. Every manager's coming out with conditions now, which maybe it's true. Maybe it's not.
I would have conditions.
You would need conditions, right? Especially now, So, yeah, it's crazy. In terms of players, you've still got the Enzo rumor floating around. Is he going to go? A lot of it from the news is... the players are waiting to see who the manager's going to be. That, and I would too. If I'm a player there, regardless if I've got a long contract or not, I want to see who's coming in. If it's going to be some nobody yes man who's, was coaching the local PE team, I'm gone, because I can't develop as a footballer. I'm not going to progress in a team that is going to be, managed in the way that it's been managed. So that, I think, is what's happening. So when we finally find out, which I think is probably going to be the end of the season, if I'm going to be totally honest, who the manager will be, then we'll start seeing a bit more. I mean, we've had recently Barcelona interested in João Pedro. In addition to, of course, any player that is doing well at any club is going to have links, especially when it's in a club like us that's going through turmoil every 5 minutes. So yeah, all I'm like, relishing in at the moment is the fact that we've beaten Leeds. We're into the FA Cup final. It's the only thing I can cling on. And some Chelsea fans might call me delusional, or there's bigger problems going on, and I totally get that, right? There is much bigger problems going on in this club, much bigger things that need to be fixed, sorted, sacked, whatever. But I still cling on to it. We could potentially win a trophy this season. I can't not get excited about that. Can't not want that to happen, because we all want to take it, especially if we've gone through the season that we've gone through and we still managed to walk away with the trophy.
Yeah.
I don't care about the people at the top, but for Chelsea, for my club, yeah, of course, I'm going to want them to win a trophy. So that's the only thing I'm clinging on to at the moment. And hopefully we manage to maybe get top 6, I guess.
Not ahead of United anyway.
No. This is going to be one of the first weekends where I'm going, you know what, actually win, please.
Yeah.
Don't lose, don't draw,
because
win.
6th spot, depending, although to be fair, based on last night, Aston Villa were not good in the Europa.
No.
They were not good. No. Nottingham Forest deserved to win. And if Villa do the same thing in the second leg, the 6th spot becoming a Champions League spot goes out the window. So, and there's been a lot of teams vying for that. But I think it'll be interesting, because I think they have to do something different in the second leg. But JT has a good question for you here. Would you take 100 million for JP to Barcelona?
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
And the reason behind it, yes, it's a lot of money, but the money will not be reinvested in the right way. And João Pedro at the moment has probably been one of the only lights this season. There is a real player in there, and I think next season he will do even better. So, and he's young. I think he's 24, 25. So there's still so much for him out there. What I don't, we sell him, we're left with Delap. That's scary. I don't even want to think about it. That give me nightmares. So no, I wouldn't sell him for 100 million.
No. And I can understand where you're coming from, because there are some things that money can't buy. Money can't buy you a somewhat experienced player in the Premier League that knows what they're doing, that knows your club, that, is developing in a way that is despite what's happening at your club instead of because of. And as you say, they're probably not going to reinvest it and get back in the same quality of what you would need. And at that moment in time, that's priceless. So there's no amount of money that can replace that. So I understand where you're coming from with that, but it's a good question, because some people would take it just because it is a huge amount of money.
Yeah, it's
but as
money,
you said, the problem is trusting your board to do the right thing.
And as we know, the thing,
you can't trust your board. You can't trust boards.
Exactly.
They're all liars. To be fair, and I feel a little bad starting with this now, because after speaking about your club, the next club I was going to speak about was Spurs. So I'm very sorry, Shem, but we're going to do this. It's not going to make you feel any better. It might make you feel vindicated, and vindicated is a good feeling. So, according to Football Insider, let me make this small enough. No Premier League club have faced more injuries this season than Tottenham Hotspur, who have had 37. Arsenal are second with 32. But this obviously is off the back of the Xavi Simons and the other guy, whose name is escaping me. the Spurs player that got injured in the same match as Xavi Simons, he
Yeah.
hurt his knee and he went off before Xavi Simons. What was his name? Somebody please put it in the chat. I'll have it here. His name's just gone out of my brain, completely gone out of my brain. He went off in the first half.
Was it the Wolves game, wasn't it?
Yeah, so there's Xavi
online.
Simons, ruptured ACL. The fuck? There's that many in Solanke.
Oh yeah. Was it? Yeah. He's been injured quite a few times this season, I think, Solanke.
But they're all injured. They're all literally, we went through it the other day and we went through, there was an article and we went through all of the injuries they've had and they're all knee, leg.
Yeah.
But yeah, Solanke was the one I was thinking of because he went off in the same match as Simons. He actually went off before Simons. He jarred his knee and they said initially his wasn't that seriously. It was just a muscle injury. It's come out since that actually he's probably out for the rest of the season too, and it's not just a little muscle injury. So that was another lie. But 37 injuries. Now we spoke about this the other day, but I just wanted to get your take on it because it's so many. It's so many.
Yeah. I mean, when you've got this, because we went through a similar period like this a few years back, where we were getting, this amount of injuries, and you've got to start looking at the training methods. You've got to start looking at the staff behind the scenes. You can say the players are made out of Swiss cheese, but when you're going to this extent, and it's not like, little injury, some of these are really serious injuries.
Yeah.
You have to look at what is being done. Are they being overrun? Are they being overworked? Is there not enough recovery time in between games? You've got to look at these kind of things. The extent of injuries, 37 is ridiculous. And we can talk about maybe they're playing way too many games, but are they really? Because I don't think so. They had no European football. No, they did. They would have. Wouldn't they? Didn't they win the Europa League?
Yeah, but I don't think they stayed very long.
Yeah, they're knocked out Champions League early doors, but knocked out the FA Cup and everything. So they haven't played as many games as a lot of other teams that have less injuries than they do. So it's got to be something to do with how they are managed in training before games and things like that. And maybe their pitch, but you would see it's a new stadium. It's got to be state of the art, that you would expect.
But the pitch can change for the concerts. It's one of those retractable pitches.
Very true.
No, I don't think it's all that, but I think it could be a factor.
It'd be interesting to see the stat of how many injuries are at home and how many injuries are actually away. That might play, a good factor. It might be interesting to see what tallies up there.
That's interesting. They would have a separate training, like the same as other teams. They would have a separate training ground and only play on the pitch.
Yeah, they'd only play on the pitch, but obviously you could. No,
but I just mean
scenes,
you
but if
couldn't
they're
say it's
picking up,
in training.
Yeah.
That's
because a lot of the injuries are coming during games, aren't they? Rather than
that's
training.
Really interesting.
But it'd be interesting to see that if the stat is.
That's very interesting. You're correct, right? Now I'm going to come to JT's question in a little sec. Yeah, because that's it. Off those 37 injuries, a good amount of them are long lasting. And JT has another comment there, which I'm going to go to, but I just want to read Shem's here first, then we'll go back. Shem is saying our injury problems started when Jeff Scott fell out with Ange due to first team workloads and recovery back in 24-25. So that was obviously a starting point, but there's been several managers since then, and they're not all doing the same thing. So I don't think it's just the pitch. I don't think it's maybe just.
And I suppose the worrying sign is, like you said earlier, is that they overlooked certain injuries, like Xavi Simons. They made him play. That's down to the medical team. Are they incapable of doing their job at the highest level? Because at no point to the player. Exactly. No player. I'm surprised they haven't got Peppa Pig in the dugout at this point. At no player should be running on a ruptured ACL. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
Crazy. And like that's like the guy here. So this guy, Jeff Scott, was at the club for 2 decades and was the head of sports science and physios. One of the people they're currently recruiting for at the minute on LinkedIn, because we looked at their LinkedIn the other day on the stream,
Yeah.
they have 11 vacancies as of like 3 days ago. One of the people, but one of the people they're hiring for is this kind of a person. They might not be called this exact name. This guy is in charge of all testing for physical training plans and how they're implemented, and would be the primary person that would deal with the medical team. So it's basically this, but they've given it a different name, a more corporate name, but does this job essentially. They're recruiting for that right now, which tells me they've either not got one, someone's doing 2 jobs, or the person they have is brutal.
You know what potentially could be a factor, and I've only just thought about this now.
Yeah.
If you think back in the day, right, football was a lot more intense. It was a lot more fast-paced, a lot more front-footed attacking. Football nowadays has become more tactical. The game is slowed down a lot. You know, the amount of times where teams will speed up games when they want and then slow the game down to suit them. It's a lot of passing. I mean, centre-backs are spending a lot more time on the ball than normal. There's not a lot of explosive speed, which means players can cool down, their muscles can cool down. So when they are trying to accelerate and they're trying to do these quick movements, if they're in a cool state, and I'm not saying that they are, but it potentially could be a factor. This is why they are, you know, for instance, Liam Delap at the start of the season pulled his hamstring by doing an explosive sprint. This could be playing a factor because we've reached a point now where a game is slowed down. It could be a factor. I'm not saying it is, because again, it's still quite an intense speed. But when you look back in the day,
the only thing is that would affect everybody in the same way.
It would affect everyone.
Whereas
but then you look at Arsenal, have got 32.
Yeah, but that's where JT's comment comes in. So what JT said was he doesn't like the metric being used because, to be accurate, they should use timeout on the injury, because of these 32 for Arsenal, some of them could be 2 or 3 days. Almost all of Spurs ones are long-term serious injuries. So that's why, yes, you look at 32 and 37 and they look similar, but the injuries themselves, they're drastically different. And that's where I think, and the Premier League put this out earlier in the season, where they did minutes, which team had missed the most minutes through injury. So I'm hoping they're going to do a new up-to-date one at the end of the season that we'll be able to look at, because I agree that is a better way to judge it. But this is what we've got at the minute. But I do think sometimes, and again, I don't think you can put it down to one factor. I think there's probably a multitude of factors. However, when you have someone with the club for 2 decades who was the head of sports science and physios, he's gone, and now they're getting all these injuries. To me, as somebody who worked in HR, he was never replaced. That's what I would say from the outside looking in.
Or just inadequately priced.
If they're all about money, what they may have done was diversified the role, split up the responsibilities. You take a piece, you take a piece, you take a piece. They've realized that's not working, and now they're hiring for that job we saw on LinkedIn the other day. Now, maybe I'm being a bit mean based on some of the companies I've worked for, but that can't be a coincidence that he's gone and now suddenly they're getting all these injuries. But either way, it's not good. It's absolutely not good. It's not good for Spurs. And I just think, I think they've got big problems. And I really do feel for the fans. But you know what? For the players, because while, yes, some of them are part of the reason they're going to go down, the injuries seem somewhat outside their control. Do you know, if they're doing what they're told, they're training how they're told, they're eating how they're told, if they're doing what they're told, because as professional footballers, they'll be told what to do all the time. If they're doing everything they're told, and then they're getting these injuries anyway, like, so for example, with Isak, when his leg got broke, that wasn't his fault. It happened. You know, sometimes things happen. Xavi Simons was busting his backside to keep his team up, and he was working really hard, and he burst his ACL. So I do feel sorry, not for all of them, because I think some of them are secretly inwardly rejoicing, some of the players I feel sorry for as well. A select number of players I feel sorry for.
You'll also get on that time, Fry, and I see all JT's comments, and I agree with the most part what he's saying there about the tracking and stuff and things like that. So I'm not saying it is a factor. I'm just trying to look at a different aspect of why a lot of this is occurring. But a lot of the times, especially at our club, they have this thing now where if a player gets injured, say he's meant to be out for 2 to 3 weeks, right? So he'll be out for those 2 to 3 weeks, but then they'll also add another 2 to 3 weeks on top of that to ease them back in, build up like for instance, Levi Colwill for us has been out for pretty much the entire season, but he's been back for like a few months now, and he's playing for the under-21s and things like that. So he's having like a phased return to football, which obviously for a long-term injury like that you would expect. But if they're doing that with every injury that is a small, and they're adding 2 to 3 weeks on every time, then it inflates the numbers a little bit. Or it can do. It's not to say that it's wrong, because obviously the more time that a player can spend to recover, the more likely he'll come back and not have a reoccurring injury. But some of those injuries could have been, the numbers could have been inflated a little bit to make it seem longer than it actually was. And it could also be down to the players. Like if players the club will obviously assess them, but maybe they're getting outside assessments as well. And if the outside assessment is saying, maybe you should relook at it, maybe he needs a bit more time, then they're not going to take the chance with it. We've done it before with Reece James. Like, we're not taking the chance in case it happens. We'd rather leave him out of the game. So I mean, injuries are not, I don't like seeing any players injured regardless of the team, because it's such a short career anyway. And I one of the players that I feel heartbroken for is Jack Wilshere, a player that had so much talent at a club that I don't like at all in Arsenal, but a player that you could see had so much quality but never got to really fully show it because he was just riddled with injuries.
It has to be hard.
So
it has to be hard. Mentally.
It must be.
Now, Shem here says they called him leaving as a restructuring process for that department, but that was bullcrap. He didn't agree with Ange's way of physical exertion on the players, restructuring my Peppa Pig. Oh dear. But yeah, look, we'll go to the next thing, because we could talk all day. All day about Spurs. And as I said, we've talked about it quite a lot as a community, but I wanted to get your take on it, because sometimes you have quite a different take than me. So I like to get your take on some of the stuff we've been talking about. But the next one I want to talk about, and you might have already seen this, it's a little clip, and it's just a funny clip. So Pep Guardiola recently went to the match between Stockport and Port
yes.
and everybody was amused by this. So I just wanted to, because he's so right. I know he's a City manager. I know he's one of the people that sort of is spoken about as rivaling Sir Alex Ferguson as one of the greatest managers of all time, and I shouldn't like him. But I have quite a dry, sarcastic sense of humor. So I really like Pep Guardiola's press conferences, because his humor is very much my humor. So I want to share this with everybody. Some of you probably have seen it, but so he was asked in his press conference, and he explains why he was in attendance at Stockport and Port Vale the same night as the PSG Bayern Munich game. This was his response. He's so funny.
It was nice to see you at Stockport in midweek. Why now to choose to go and watch Stockport?
No, because the day before I saw the calendar, the game PSG Bayern Munich. I said, what a disaster game. So managers are not good. Luis, Vini. So really, really shit players. So I decided to go. I'm in love with English football, and I went to see Stockport.
It was nice to see.
I just thought that was so funny. He didn't answer the question at all. He never does. No. And that's when you know he's hiding something. Because when he's hiding something, he just doesn't answer. He completely deflects it. It's very funny.
To be Stockport manager.
That, or there's a player down there he likes, which is what I'm thinking. I think everybody's scouts should now be down watching Stockport, because he was asked Stockport, Port Vale, and he said Stockport. So my thing is, if anybody's scouts are listening, get down to Stockport. That lad is watching somebody, because he's not going to be the Stockport manager, so he's scouting someone. Who is it?
No,
Tell me who
and
it
what I
is.
love about that, right? You know, 90% of that is sarcasm.
Oh yeah.
But one thing that is not sarcasm, I really do think he loves English football. I really do. You know, he's got
It's about his
scouts that could go
family.
down and do that for him. You know what I mean? Like he didn't need to be there himself. And I love the fact that he's gone down to Stockport to watch a game like that. It's great. It's great for football.
I think, and that's it. I think it's great for football because people see Pep Guardiola watching this match and they're like, oh, and that's it. Everybody will now flock to watch them. So I think it's good for football. And I agree with you again. I like that he went and did it himself. And I do believe that he enjoys English football. And like, he's been here a long time now. He's here a long time now. He's been very successful. It's given him some of the best days of his career. I'm aware he had a good career before he came to Manchester City, but it's given him some of the best days of his career. And, you know, it's fed him and his family. It's put a roof over their head. I do think he genuinely loves it, but he's definitely up to something. He's definitely up to something.
There's an ulterior motive somewhere in there.
Yeah, and I want to know what it is. They
will
didn't
find
question him hard enough. It's like, but Pep, you didn't answer the question. Excuse me. Very funny joke. Haha. Can you please answer the question? This is why I could never be a reporter. I'm like, the witness did not answer my question. JT, where is it here? JT says, I like Pep's personality and Presser's as well, but he missed with this one for me. Maybe because I really wanted to know why he went there. Joe, I'm a very sarcastic person. Like sometimes I'm so sarcastic, I'm trying to not be sarcastic and it sounds sarcastic when it's sincere.
Yeah.
So this is my humor. It's really my humor.
Yeah.
But also I want to know the answer to the question. Rage. But I think it's nice as well. And look, I know what we need at Man United at the minute is like calmness. It's a lack of drama. It's no tea, right? What Michael Carrick is doing in his press conferences at the moment is exactly what Manchester United need. But they're very dry. So I'm enjoying
no entertainment value in it. Yeah.
No. And look, that is what my club need. But it's not necessarily what I want to see.
You want
know what I mean?
Term, yeah.
Yeah, it's very sensible. It's all very sensible. And sensible just doesn't, it's not my cup of tea. Do I seem like a sensible kind of person to you?
No. And you find most of like the top level managers, that they just have that.
Yeah.
That's just that vibe about them. They've got it, but because they can, because of what they accomplish, so they can do it. So yeah, you know, you've got to have. That's the thing. Like if Pep does leave this season, like we're gonna be left with like no one that has that.
Unless Jose comes back to your club, because I've heard he still owns a house down the road. I
think he's going to Madrid. Looks like the Madrid want him back.
I've seen that, but I don't know. He's still got the house down the road from you.
Yeah.
And I mean, with Pep leaving, we needed Jose return.
Yeah, the guy's got money in the bank. He's probably got houses everywhere. Let's be real.
That's his holiday home for once he wants a bit of sunshine, you know?
Yeah.
But Pep is not the only manager saying crazy things this week. He's not. There's other crazy managers in the Premier League. You won't believe it, but there are. Wow. This one, though, I don't think you're going to be expecting. This one, I think, might have slipped under a lot of people's radars, unless I'm wrong. Fabian Hürzeler. Does anyone know what the crazy thing Fabian Hürzeler said this week was? Quiz question. What did Brighton manager say this week? Because nobody knows, nobody cares, but I care. I care because I do the research. When I sniff the tea, I'm like a sniffer dog. I sniff it out, right? So I have found, and the reason actually that I wanted to speak about it specifically on this show, because I was going to save this, and then I thought, no, actually, this is a really good topic to speak specifically to Kai about.
I don't know if I like this now.
Yes! Bruno got it! Bruno got it! Shout out to Bruno. They have hired an MMA fighter to help them in their training. So, according to The Athletic, Fabian Hertzler has confirmed that Brighton brought an MMA fighter to training to help the club trial new techniques for defending against set pieces. In a press conference before their away game against Newcastle, Hertzler revealed that the fighter had been brought to a training session a couple of months ago to help the side develop its physical edge. And this is a quote. "We brought him in because we've spoken a lot about set pieces, blocking, and new trends in the Premier League," he said. "We are trying to adapt it because I don't want this club to always be known as a club that is nice." Now, the reason I wanted to speak specifically to you about it is because while Rosenio was gone, he had some unusual things that he did. And at the time I said, you're only ridiculed if it doesn't work. And I believe if Rosenio had done this kind of thing, he would have been laughed at and mocked. But Brighton have actually had, in the last couple of months, a bit of a resurgence in form in the Premier League, and it has worked. And only now, months later, is it coming out. It's very interesting. And we said at the time, clubs do this behind the scenes. Clubs do crazy things behind the scenes. Sir Alex Ferguson used to do all sorts of madness, and people don't talk about it because it doesn't matter when you win. But I love it. What do you make of this? It's excellent.
I think it's smart, and
isn't it?
Obviously, as fans, you can laugh about it. Go, like there, he's gonna elbows incoming. We're gonna see some takedowns happen. But different sport, different muscles are used, different muscles are trained, and you can bring in a football coach that does set pieces are going to focus heavily on the tactical game, heavily on how they set up, but what they generally are not going to do is focus on the physical aspect, how strong is the player's core and things like that. And it's something that is very heavily involved in MMA fighting, in boxing and things like that, because they have to have a good core strength. So it can make sense. Now, do I see Brighton players in the middle of training with MMA gloves on and grappling to the ground? No, but there will be exercises and training methods to help build them up, that physical side. And if it is working and their set pieces are improving, then why shouldn't they continue with it?
Well, the results
it's obviously doing it. It is. We've done. Oh, not similar. Well, we've brought someone in for the Willie Issa for the mental side of the game to galvanize the team.
But if that worked, it would have been considered.
If it works, it worked. So a lot of people look at that and go, "Well, he's not a footballing person. What does he know?" But he's not bought in for the footballing aspect. He's bought in for a particular mental aspect. And the same for this. He's not bought in for specifically the footballing tactical side and how they set up. He's bought in for the physical aspect of it, which could be lacking in the other coaching departments. So, if it works, which it looks like it potentially has right now, then you're a genius. If it doesn't, it's just something they'll just use to laugh at you. But I can see the idea. I can understand it.
Well, the thing is, according to the Athletic article here, apparently it was a couple of months ago, which means the Athletic have sat on this for a couple of months. And if you remember, a few months ago, there was rumours of Hertzler getting sacked. We did a video on it. There was rumours of him getting sacked. The results were so bad, he was going to lose his job. And I guarantee you, if he'd have been sacked, this story would have been straight out there. He wasn't sacked. So what they've done now is they've spun it. It has made a difference. Look at this clever decision. But if he'd have been sacked, they'd have ran this. Look at what this crazy person was doing behind
in the opposite direction. Yeah.
And that's how you frame it. They've sat on this for a couple of months before putting it out there, so they knew what way to frame it. Now it's clear he's keeping his job and they're doing well. They've written it with a different tone. And so, like, Footy Corner TV there is saying if that's Arteta. Now, I don't think specifically Arteta, because I think if Liam Rosenior had done this, he would have been crucified. I do think Arteta would get stick, but I don't think he's the only one. I think, for example, if Ruben Amorim or if Eric Ten Hag had done this, the whole world would have laughed, right? But
Arnie Slot for this season, I think he would have got it as well.
But I think, just even to take the same club, I think if Carrick did this, it would be applauded. Oh, I bet he learned that kind of thing from Fergie. Fergie used to do that stuff. Carrick's a descendant of Fergie. He knows what he's doing. So I don't think necessarily just Arteta. I think there's a group of managers where if they do it, it's clever. And I think there's a group of managers, if they do it, it's crazy. I think Arteta is in the group that would be crucified for doing it. I think Pep is in the group. If he does it, it's genius. And I think some of that is around what they've won, but some of it's not, because I think Carrick would be treated okay for it, and he hasn't won anything. So I think sometimes it's around what you've won, sometimes it's around who you know. But yeah, so I thought it was very interesting. And as Mohammed says, I actually think it's really smart. I think it's really clever, because what we see on the corners at the minute is in fact grappling. They're literally grappling. Tarkowski threw Lenny Yoro into our own net. Do you know what I mean? The players are grappling. So I think it's highly intelligent, even to show them how to stand their ground if someone else is grappling them. If a bigger player than you is grappling you, this is how you don't get thrown into your net. It's not necessarily even about being offensive. So I think it's very clever. But I do think there are certain managers, if they did this, and yes, to be fair, Arteta is one of them. I thought of Rosenior, to be fair. He was the first person I thought of. There are some managers, if they did this, would have been absolutely crucified. And I do think it's funny how things can be framed. Because again, just with Hertzler, a couple of months ago, he gets sacked. They put this out. He's crazy. A couple of months later, he's doing well. He's turned it around. He's a genius for thinking of it. And it's all about how it's framed. But I thought it was a very interesting story. I have another good story for you, though. And then we are going to get into our predictions, because we have been live for over an hour already. And let's be fair, we take a while to do our predictions, and we're only missing one game this week. But so far, our prediction is correct, because at the minute, Leeds are winning 1-0, and a lot of the people in our chat predicted Leeds to win by a goal. So as it stands, that prediction is looking a lot better than last week's was when it was in the live. But this is a good one, because when we had our chat, about the signing of the summer. Do you remember? Yeah.
Yes.
And we had a chat about goalkeepers. And I was quite insistent that Senne Laumans was sensational. Now, I don't want to get back into a versus conversation. This is just Senne Laumans. But I'm not insane. Do you remember I had a stat and I couldn't find it?
Yeah.
So the stat has been updated. So I want to bring it in before I lose the fucking thing again. So this is the stat with his lovely happy head there screaming with joy. Senne Laumans has prevented more goals than any other goalkeeper in the Premier League this season, 5.3, and has not made a single mistake leading to a goal in 29 games across all competitions. Since his debut, United have conceded 35 goals, the fourth lowest amount of goals in that period, behind only Arsenal, Man City and Brighton. More than anything, the Belgian keeper has severely improved the mental well-being of Man United fans everywhere. I agree with that. And again, it's not about the verses. It was just about, at the time, I was talking about this stat and I couldn't find it. So when I found the updated version, I was like, aha, save. I did bookmark it this time. It's a bloody good, forget about, what anyone else is doing. It's a bloody good debut season.
Yeah. The biggest stat that I look at for that is not the amount of goals that he saved, because again, if you're conceding more shots, you're going to save more, more goals at the end of the day. The biggest one is not leading to a single mistake, because when I look across the Premier League, I don't think there's one goalkeeper bar him, clearly based on the stat, that has not led to a mistake. They have caused a mistake. Most recently, look at Donnarumma in the game, was it against Arsenal? like that, the ridiculous mistake. But that
Terrible.
for me is probably the best stat to look at, because it's so easy, if you think about it, for a goalkeeper to make a mistake that leads to a potential, goal scoring opportunity. So
Isn't it incredible?
I agree with you. I think he has had a superb season, considering what you guys have had over the last few years. I definitely, think he's elevated and brought a lot of confidence into your back line. We could definitely do with the keeper like that, but it will be interested to see how he does next season. Not because it's his second season, but also there's potentially could be a different management, which means that manager could potentially ask him to do different things and might be take him out of his comfort zone, and then we'll see. Because that will always be a challenge, because I don't think, unless Carrick, I don't know, because he's doing all right, maybe they will give it to him.
I think they're going to give
but then he's going to want then he's going to want to implement something of his own style, because I think at the moment he's kind of just riding the wave to get through to the end of the season.
Quotes like that come out recently, that he's not playing the type of football that he wants to be playing with the squad and blah, blah, blah. I'll be honest, I am absolutely convinced that they're giving him the job. I think it's a mistake. I think it's a bad idea. But if it's going to happen, it's the same as Ineos and the Glazers. I want them out of my club. I want them to be gone. But me saying it over and over and over again every day isn't making them leave. So all I'm doing is succeeding and stressing myself out. If something happens where they can be gone, absolutely fantastic. But it's the same as this. I don't necessarily want Carrick to be the full-time manager. I think they're going to give him the job. I'm not going to cry. Like, what can I do? Me giving out about it on YouTube isn't going to change it. So I just have to cope. Do you know what I mean? But I like this from Bruno. Bruno, who says, Sene Lammens is a problem for other clubs. Love it. Love it. Rob with the Lammens. Love. And yes, decent stats. Twinkle Toes is talking about Onana, the GOAT. He is a GOAT. And yes, I like VTech. I really like VTech. JT agrees with you. Goalkeeper stats are really hard to take seriously because there's so much context around the shots and the saves that stats can't capture. But that stat says a lot. So JT is on your wavelength. He has not made a single mistake leading to a goal in 29 games. That's incredible. I don't know why they've said across all competitions. We're not in any competitions.
Because he didn't play the Grimsby game, did he?
That was Bayender, I think.
It was Bayender.
Was it Onana? It was one of them two. It wasn't Sene. It wasn't sensational Sene, okay?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he's fantastic. I think genuinely he could be really special. Really, really special.
And you got to look at it, like you said, not just the contents of what he's done as a goalkeeper, but what he has done to the side.
Mm-hmm.
The confidence that he instilled, I think, is a massive thing. Because when I looked at you guys with Onana, Binder, your defenders were shaking in their boots every time the ball was coming near them, and they don't have that now. Even if you've got a poor defensive line and they're playing terrible, you can rely on Lammens at the back. So it's credit to him. We did the potential player of the season. I think he was just pipped to it by not Saka.
No. Yeah, it was Xhaka.
Xhaka, that was it. But he's definitely put a very strong case, and he's still got a few more games.
He's making us look very clever. We knew this weeks ago. And Twinkle Toes here is confirming it was Onana. I apologise to Bayender. It was in fact Onana. I have blocked out that entire occasion. It's blocked out of my brain. Bruno reckons instead of Kobel, we should go for Lunin. Lunen's doing pretty well. The problem is it's getting someone who's willing to be a second choice keeper that is good enough for us to want him. It's a very tight line. High praise from JT. I'm pretty sure even Raya and Donnarumma have more mistakes than him. Well, Donnarumma made a massive mistake against Arsenal, like a really bad mistake against Arsenal. And while I think Raya is actually a very good goalkeeper, he definitely he does some crazy things sometimes. He's a bit cray sometimes. Look, I agree with you. He needs to have another season. He needs to do it again and again. And so we know it's not a one-season wonder. But I really believe he's special. Really, I do believe he's special.
Yeah, and he's young.
Just so
so
Yeah.
He's like,
We have
and
for years.
goalkeepers reach their prime later than the outfield
You know
players.
what
You
age
know,
Manuel Neuer is?
he must be like 40. So he must be hitting 40 soon.
He's 40. He's 40. I
Yeah,
looked
I
it up
mean,
yesterday.
the
I nearly fell
longevity
out
of a
my
goalkeeper
chair.
is ridiculous. Like they can go on for so much longer. So if you can, keep him and progress him, you could have him for the next almost 2 decades. So you potentially have something on your hands. We'll see what happens next season. We'll see. It's not so much looking if he's going to be a one season. Yeah, it's more so the management change, because I've seen personally with my goalkeepers who are absolutely dreadful. When you start asking them to do something different, i.e., Maresca changed the whole playing out from the back and not relying on Sanchez to do it most of the time, and he looked better. He looked like a decent keeper.
Yeah.
When you started asking him to do that again, he reminds you of why he's not a good keeper. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing I would say. If there is going to be a change in management or a change in style, how does he cope with it? How does he, elevate his game, or does it really affect him and you see the worst in him? So be interesting to see next season. Definitely.
I do also think that's partly bad management, though. Like in terms of, using Sanchez as like a really good example. He's a reasonable shot stopper. He's decent. He cannot play out. But he can't play football with his feet. But he's not a fucking midfielder. So I mean, don't ask him to do the thing he can't do. Like
it's
I
the
understand.
way the game's evolved, though, isn't it?
But I think it's silly. But I think that's silly. Like I think just because everyone else is doing it, I'm going to do it. Like if everyone else stuck their hand in a fire, are you going to stick your hand in a fire?
No, but I think one of the hardest thing about it, right, is the thing that we're asking him to do is pass a football. That at the top level, I can pass with both feet, and I'm paid nothing at a decent level with decent accuracy under pressure. So a goalkeeper playing at one of the biggest football clubs in the world, paying so much money, should be able to pass a ball. And goalkeepers are in the best position where they can see everything in front of them. They've got the whole pitch to make the correct decision. And you saw what happened. What's his name? Jorgensen did against PSG.
Yeah,
I mean, that to me is just unfathomable. I can't understand how players at the top level can make those decisions.
I do take your point. To be fair, I do take your point, and I agree. Look, they're professional footballers. They should be able to do all of the basics and then the add-ons on top. And so I do take your point. But as you know, I'm very much like black and white on this one in terms of I feel like a goalkeeper should keep. I don't care if I understand he should be able to make a basic pass. I agree with that. I don't particularly care, though, beyond that. Is he good with his feet? Is he a ball-playing keeper? He's not a midfielder. He's a keeper. If he can keep, that's what I care about. Because what if he's fantastic with his feet, but he's not very good at shot stopping? Do you know what I mean? And that's where I think sometimes I want the player to be really good at their primary function. If they can do other things, that's super extra gold stars. But you got to be able to do the main thing.
Yeah, I think
that's where we run into problems.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that's maybe ruined it for the goalkeepers is one, Pep style of football, of course, because it's quite reliant on that, but also Ederson and Alisson. Ederson for me will always be top, right? I think he is the best ball playing goalkeeper that I have ever seen, but he was originally an outfield player, which is probably why he's so good on the ball. Alisson again is quite decent. Yeah,
used to be an outfield player, and you can tell when he has the ball. You can tell. Yeah.
So those keepers have maybe ruined the game for other goalkeepers, because now people have seen that and gone, my God, I wish every keeper can do it. And now they are asking every keeper to do it. So it's, I suppose it's, the downfall of some of the best keepers that have been around to do it. But I still, I agree with what you're saying. a basic pass.
Play
Come
to
on.
play to the strengths of the players you've
Yeah.
got. Don't try and make them someone they're not. And so for me, while I do genuinely take your point, because I agree, they should be able to do basic things.
Yeah.
We've seen what Sene Lammens can do this season. If somebody was to come in and ask him to start being a ball-playing goalkeeper and he suddenly became really bad, I would not blame Lammens.
No.
I would blame that
Yeah.
manager for being an absolute idiot. And that's where I suppose I am. We are about Streets is here, which means it's time to do the prediction game, because that's when Streets turns up. I think he checks his watch and he goes, yeah, they've probably done all the waffling.
It's been
now.
about an
I
hour
don't
now.
need to listen to any of the stuff they've said. It's definitely prediction time. So we're going to read the last of these comments, and then we are going to get, I'm not the only one who thinks it. I'm not the only one who thinks it.
We did the score predictions right at the start, Streets. You're late. We're
You
about to
missed
finish
it.
now.
Oh, imagine. But Rob is correct. Please smash a like on the video if you're joining us late, like some people. And please do subscribe. We're very nice, I promise. Let me see. Yes, Bruno, those toes make us all uncomfortable. All of us. But what else? Yeah, a secondary characteristic, an extra, but not the main feature. Kelleher was a striker. I didn't know that. I knew he played outfield. I actually thought it was midfield. I didn't realize it was striker.
I think Edison was a striker as well.
There you go. Imagine striker turned goalkeeper. How does that even happen?
Yeah, nuts, isn't it? That's the thing. Like a lot of them, again, at kids, you kind of play every position, and they just kind of find your best position as you grow. Ashley Cole was a striker as well.
Crazy.
Look where he became best left back in the world. So,
to be fair, Harry Maguire, I believe, at a very young age, was also a striker, which explains his ability to head the ball in from anywhere.
Yeah.
And they basically said, we've already got too many strikers, you're going to be a defender, was essentially what happened to poor Harry Maguire. Imagine Harry's header as a striker. He'd have had two super Harrys. Yes, we are doing the predictions. Let me see. Biblical. But guys, it is time to do the predictor game. So let me bring it on to the screen. Obviously, we guessed 2-1 for Leeds and Burnley. At the moment, that's on track because Leeds are winning by 1 goal, which is sensational by us. Go team. So, vamos to the rest of them. That was a good little chat, though. It was a good little chat. So, we're now in prime position to know everything we need to know to make these predictions now. I mean, what else could you need to know? Brighton have an MMA coach.
I feel like we're well equipped for this one.
Yeah, Brighton's winning. Whoever they're playing, Newcastle. Sorry, Newcastle. You're probably going to get shoved in the back of the net. Right. Brentford and West Ham. Would you like to go first or should I go first? It's up to you. You're the guest.
You go first on this one. I felt like I was confident before I went to say it, and now I'm not so confident in what I was going to say.
I believe Brentford are going to win this one. I believe West Ham will give them a good go. I think obviously relegation is a big thing, but I think Brentford have been so good. I think you can't, while obviously the teams that are fighting to get out of relegation, they get a little extra oomph. Brentford are fighting for European football. Their manager is potentially in with a shout for manager of the season. And I think you can't discount how good they've been just because West Ham need a prayer at the end of the season. So I think West Ham will give them a good fight. But I do think Brentford will win. And I'm not going to talk myself out of it. So I think it's going to be like a 3-2. I think there's going to be goals. I think it's going to be like a 3-2.
I thought Brentford were unlucky against you. I thought they finished the better team. I think it's going to be a draw, though. I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw.
1-1. Draw wouldn't shock me. 1-1 would.
Yeah.
If I was going draw, I'd probably go
West Ham
2-2
don't.
maybe.
West Ham, when I think about West Ham, I don't picture them scoring loads of goals. So I can't see them scoring more than one. And I feel like Brentford had an amazing season, but I feel like the wins coming out of their sails a little bit, and they're slowly like pittering down. And I think the United game, even though they played well, that loss would still take a little bit out of them. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the draw, 1-1 for me.
Okay. Let's see, because to be fair, I can see a 1-1 in the chat. So yeah. Mohammed reckons 2-2. Streets reckons 3-1. Twinkle Toes Tallulah is going 1-1 with you. Shem is going Brentford 4-0. Rob is going 2-1 to West Ham. So Rob is factored in the relegation factor. Bruno is going 3-2 to Brentford. Not every day Igor Thiago will be like Hoyland in front of goal. The last 2 matches he's not been good though. The last 2 matches. JT reckons 2-2. Oh, sorry. Rob said 1-1. Rob has changed his to 1-1. Okay. I saw that, Shem. I saw him blaming me. I saw him. It's not as if it's on the screen or anything. He's having a bad day with technology, is our Rob. Huge is also saying 2-2. There's a lot of draws. Yeah. So Huge is a draw. Rob is a draw. JT is a draw. And you are a draw. And then there's me and Streets and Shem and Bruno are all for Brentford. So it's 4-4. We need somebody else to cast a vote.
Oh, Mohammed was... Did you put Mohammed in there? He was a draw as well.
Did I?
2-2.
Oh, no. I don't know. No, I don't think I did. Okay, so that makes it a draw. Okay, and there's a few 2-2. There's 3 2-2s. There's 3 2-2s. So I think that means we're going with 2-2. Imagine I just said something completely different. That'd be fun. Oh, that'd be funny. Guys, that brings us, and this is a tough one. I think this is a tough one. So since I went first last time, it's your go. Newcastle, Brighton, best of luck.
2-1 Brighton.
Is that because of the MMA coach?
Yes, no. I don't know what's happened to Newcastle.
It's not good,
I'm sorry. Mama Flossie, maybe you can enlighten me, but I don't know. I think there's too much going on around the club. Manager, players, just I don't know. I just don't. And Brighton are on the upward trajectory. Newcastle are downward. So I think the momentum's going to, give Brighton the edge. So I'm going 2-1 Brighton.
I actually completely agree 2-1 Brighton. For exactly the same reasons. There's something in the water at the minute with Newcastle. It's just not feeling right. It's just not feeling right at the minute. Flossie doesn't take offense. She does beat people up sometimes, though. Streets is saying this is a tough one, to be fair. It is a tough one, but I agree with your reasoning. Mohammed is with us saying 2-1. Oh, no, Mohammed isn't with us. He said 2-1 Newcastle. Apologies. 2-1 Newcastle. Shem reckons 2-2 for this one. Rob believes it's going to be a Brighton win. I'm not reading that one out loud. Bruno reckons 2-0 Brighton. Newcastle have lost their last 4 matches. 4.
No, you could sit there and go, there's got to be a point where it turns around, but it's a later part of the season. People are tired. There's injuries. There's manager stuff going around. It's just there's not a lot for them to get up for. But,
classy.
Yeah.
Streets also reckons 2-1 Brighton. No, Streets pick one. Streets said 2-1 Brighton. I'm taking Streets' first answer. JT thinks Newcastle has one more upset win in them just to prove a point. It feels like it could be this, and so was going with 2-1 Newcastle. Okay, so let us count. We both said Brighton. I think Mohammed then said Newcastle. Shem said draw. Tallulah went with us, as did Rob, as did Bruno, as did Street. Okay. Yeah, okay. So that's pretty unanimous. 2-1 seems to be the kind of the gist of it. That's not the right way around. Maybe that is going to be a sign of something that I've written it the wrong way around. That could be fun. Now, that brings us to Wolves and Sunderland. So I'm going to go first on this one. And I reckon Wolves are going to win. I think they're going to beat Sunderland 2-0. I've no reasoning whatsoever.
I think that the absolute battering that Sunderland got by Forest is not going to do them too well. You know, I think that was a shock for them, but I don't think Wolves are going to win. I think it's going to be 1-1.
Okay, 1-1. I was gonna. Have we agreed on a single Wolves outcome at all so far this season?
We did in the beginning when they started turning things round, and then they've and they lost to Tottenham. So like,
and then you got off the bus, you big traitor.
Yeah, when they
you're
lost
not
to
allowed
Tottenham,
back on when they win now.
Repping my Wolves when they win.
Streets is going with you though. Streets is saying 1-1. Mohammed is saying 1-1.
Yeah,
Bob is saying 2-2. There's
page.
a lot of draws. But JT says my shout was a good one because he put that in when I was talking. I was watching. This one's for me. But yeah, so at the minute, draw is winning. At the minute, we've got draw. And then me with a Wolves win. Twinkle Toes Tallulah. It's just such a good name. 3-0 to the mighty Mackems, says Twinkle Toes. JT reckons 2-1 to Wolves. Bruno says 1-0 to Sunderland. So that leaves us still pretty more draws, to be honest with you. Because that's 2 Sunderland, 2 Wolves. So it's very much a draw. We have 3 1-1s. So I think Shem has come in 2-1 to Sunderland. But that still leaves it with 3 Sunderland. Page has come in. Page is a
decider.
No, Page has made it a draw. You're the 4th draw, and then that's 4 Sunderlands. Shem, Page, Bruno, and Twinkle Toes. JT went with me. I know.
Every time.
Huge has come in with a draw. Huge has become the decider. Right. Huge, the Tea Titan has spoken. One of them anyway. So that leaves us 1-1, which I think probably is a fair shout. I do think that's probably a fair shout. That does bring us, we're 4 in already. That's cray. Arsenal, Fulham. You're first on this one. Oh, there's a goal coming. 2-0, right? I haven't. Right, so I'm behind. So while you think there, I'm about 60 seconds behind, so I am.
You get to watch the goal.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I'm not 60 seconds behind. What a goal. I'm not. Thank you. This is great though, right? See on watch-alongs and stuff, I see people saying, not to do spoilers, and I understand because then if I see it in the chat, you don't get my live reaction to the goal as such because I know there's a goal coming. But it means I know to stop reading the chat and actually watch the goal. It was very good. It was in the air and it comes off what looked like his knee. I've only seen it once so far. I have to see a replay. Was it his knee it come off? It was very good though.
Yeah, it's one of the things with watch-alongs. I think I'm going to do the FA Cup final. But
very
I
good.
I don't know if I'll get too engrossed in the game. Don't forget about the chat. But
it wasn't his knee, it was his foot. So Dominic Calvert-Lewin makes a run, crosses it, sends it to somebody else who puts it in further, kind of to the other side of the goal. Number 3.
Superman pose.
And then he catches it, right? So he catches it. It's bouncing and he catches it with the inside of his foot, but it bounces off the ground and into the net. It's.
I need a full reenactment. I'm not quite getting the picture, so I'm going to need you to stand up and do a bicy or something.
We don't need any more toes on this stream. But it was Okafor. Okafor has been good for Leeds, Okafor has been really good. Yeah, Leeds are living the life. But it was a very good goal. Correct and right. Thank you, Flossie. Right. Back to the match. Back to the match predictions.
Fulham Arsenal. I don't think either team are particularly playing very well. But I don't know. I think Arsenal are just going to pip it. I'm gonna go 1-0 Arsenal. And I don't want to say it, but I just think they're going to get over the line with this one.
I was going to go 2-1.
I think this title is going to go right down to the last game. I feel like that's what we're going to be in for. So
I'm not worried about Man City this week, but then they have Brentford and Bournemouth in a row. I think that's going to impact. But right, let's just get the chat. So you are going with you said a draw there, didn't you? You said 1-0. 1-0, sorry. Yeah, because you said 1-0 and I said 2-1. So we're both winning by a goal. And I don't want to lose anyone here because obviously we have the goal and the score predictions. So Streets, I believe, is the first one. Streets says 2-1 to Arsenal. Mohammed says 2-0 to Arsenal. Shem says 2-1 to Arsenal. Paige reckons 1-1. Twinkle Toes reckons 1-1. JT reckons 3-1 to Arsenal. Huge reckons 3-0. I think I've another goal.
Yeah, absolutely. This happened last week with Forest.
Just a goal.
Yeah.
Wow. Now that one, Dominic Calvert-Lewin is the person that hits it into the back of the net. But he's not really the person that scored the goal. Was it Tanaka that hit it before him? Somebody puts it in and Dominic Calvert-Lewin, he does what strikers do. He finishes it off. Yeah, it was Tanaka. Tanaka was putting it in and he makes sure it goes in the back of the net.
They'll be having words after the game.
Oh, no, to be fair, Tanaka shoots, the goalkeeper saves it. The goalkeeper saved it, and he put the rebound in. Somebody falls on the keeper's knee. Is it one of his own players that falls on his knee? All right, let us see. 2 players fall on his knee. I don't know, is it the Leeds player or is it a Burnley player? But so Tanaka shoots, the keeper saves it. 4 players, 2 of each team, run towards the goalkeeper, and Calvert-Lewin scores the goal, but the keeper's down injured. Somebody came down on his knee. One of them came down on his knee. They're all wearing this. I couldn't tell who it was. One of them did. Mohammed is saying this is a sign to do watch-alongs on Fridays. Well, yeah, the last few weeks have been great. But yeah, 3-0, absolutely crazy. The keeper looks like he's really hurt his knee. He might need to be subbed here, you know. The keeper genuinely might need to be subbed. Like, whoever it was came down on his knee, and there was 4 players around him. It could have been anyone. But I think that primarily came down to an Arsenal win.
Oh, yeah.
Look at us multitasking. We can do it. Right, let me go over here. Do we reckon most people were kind of going for a 1-goal type of a thing? So I think that's probably, that's about right. Is this me or you? I forget.
This is you.
Okay, I reckon Bournemouth 3-0. I was deciding whether to give Crystal Palace a goal or not. I decided not.
2-1 Palace.
Ooh.
No
Okay.
reasoning, just gut.
Oh, fair.
That's what I was feeling. 2-1 Palace. That's what I've gone with.
Sometimes that's the way to do it, you know. Sometimes you just have to feel it. My thing is, right, I need to find out what the frig way are these City matches. Because I don't know who they play first and who they play second, and I just need to stop guessing. So they keep showing this. Who? It's Dominic Calvert-Lewin. It's Dominic Calvert-Lewin who goes on his knee after he scored. He looks like he's going to continue. Oh, it's Dubravka. I'm an idiot. I keep calling him the keeper. I keep forgetting that's Dubravka. Silly me. But he's going to continue, fair play to him, because he looked like he was sore. What I need is City's matches. Please and thank you. Upcoming. Just in the Premier League. So they have Everton, then Brentford, then Palace, then Bournemouth. Okay, so Bournemouth have 2 games before City. Okay, fair. That was just my own curiosity. But yeah, so I reckon Bournemouth. You said Palace 2-1.
Like unanimous on the Bournemouth side.
Yeah.
Bar JT's gone with a draw.
JT said a draw. Everybody else is feeling no. To be fair, Mohammed also went with a draw.
Draw as well.
Other than that, it's Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Bournemouth. And Twinkle Toes is saying Palace will be cream crackered after a long trip in Europe. That's a fair point. At this point, all my predictions are just vibes. I've decided there's no point in having any logic at all. So there's a lot of 3-1s. There's some 4-1s, 2-1s, but there's a few 3-1s. So that's what we're going with. That brings us to this one where you go first. Do you know what I'm going to do? I know what my score is for this. So I'm going to write it down.
Yeah.
And then you can say it.
I think it's going to be 2-2. And I would prefer you guys to win because we're not catching you. To be fair, I think Liverpool on the same points as you as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
So either way, it doesn't really affect anything for us.
Well, if we beat them, it stops them getting more points ahead of you.
Yeah. I just feel like it's going to be a draw.
I have written down United 2, Liverpool 0. And that's been in my head since yesterday. Since yesterday, that's been in my head. It might be very wrong, but in my head since yesterday, I have 2-0 United. I've no reason whatsoever.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just feeling a draw in this one. I feel like in this game, I think Liverpool are going to go ahead first.
Can I just correct myself, by the way? Can I just correct myself? We're not level on points. We're 3 points ahead of them.
Ah, okay. Yes, then I definitely would prefer you to beat them.
They played before us. So we were on 58 points. We were ahead by 1 goal scored, but then we played and won, and we went 3 points ahead of them. So I'm taking points off my own team here. So yes, JT, we are 3 points ahead, and I'm looking at the table and still managed to get it wrong. But because it was at 1 point, it did read 58-58, but then we won a match. So I forgot about that little detail in there, taking points off us. But let us see what the crew are saying, because at the moment, I think I'm the only one giving us the opportunity to win. Paige reckons 2-2. JT reckons 3-3. Mohammed, to be fair, Mohammed is a Liverpool fan. Mohammed says Liverpool 5, United 2. I was like, that's a big score. Streets is saying 2-2. Rob is saying 2-1 United. So Rob at least is going with me for a win. Twinkle Toes 2-0 United. Shem is saying 2-2. Street sees a rerun. Bruno says 2-0 as well, and says the Liverpool team is mentally deflated. They're currently weak. If we're not going to do the league double over them now, when are we going to do it? JT thinks it's going to be goals, which is shown by his 3-3 prediction. But I see a lot of draws. So you've said draw, and then we've got Paige and JT and Streets. So that's 4. And Shem, that's 5. And then me and Bruno and Twinkle Toes. And Rob. Yeah. And Rob have gone with a United win. And Mohammed, to be fair, is sticking by his team and is saying a Liverpool win. But by far and away there, a draw is the most popular opinion. Yeah. So
I feel like 2-2 draw sat with most.
Yeah, that seems to be the most popular.
Are you playing Saturday or Sunday?
Sorry, say that again.
I was just checking when you
the
guys are playing. So you're
third,
playing on Sunday.
That's Sunday.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was reading this. All Boxed Up has joined us and has said the United lead at Ellen Road 3-0 at the Mo. Hello, Lou.
Leeds United lead.
Oh, I was like, I don't understand it. I wasn't even being a smart ass. Do you know there's some people, I wasn't even being a smart ass. I genuinely just didn't understand that. I'm very sorry, All Boxed Up.
That's the
wasn't
United
even-
fan in you going, nobody else can be called United. Just us.
When he was like, the United, I was like, but we're not playing at Ellen Road. And then, do you know what my next thought was? I was like, is the ladies playing? I genuinely, the concept didn't enter my head that he was talking about Leeds United. I'm not even trying to be funny. I really didn't get it. I'm very sorry, All Boxed Up. Congratulations that you're winning 3-0. They've been very good goals. Very good goals. And hello. I'm so sorry. Shout out to Bruce, who's saying Lou is giving us a live. Yes, and Kai. Come on, United. Kai probably doesn't go with the second sentiment, but he's here on the live. I mean, he's halfway. He's
here for
part
the
of half
live.
the sentence. He's turned up. Sunday 3:30. That's us.
Okay.
3:30 is an odd time.
3
isn't it?
feels a weird. Yeah, I was about to say it's usually like 2:30 and 4:30.
That's
Weird.
an odd time.
But this is the Premier League for you.
Well, that and they've been doing weird things all.
Yeah.
all
Well,
the time.
we've got 2 Monday games. Usually there's only one.
They don't know what they're
City are
doing.
playing on Monday as well, aren't they?
Yeah, nobody knows. No, somebody in there just can't work schedules. Yeah, 3:30
Yeah.
on Sunday because there's a 7:00 game. Could they not still have gone at 4:00?
They could have.
2 3:30 and 7. Who the fuck spaced them out? Honestly, whoever has come up with this is a complete and utter moron.
Gives you time to eat your Sunday roast, doesn't it? I guess.
They're just sort of morons.
Yeah.
But yeah, just me being me. Exactly right. And yes, we must beat Liverpool. Fingers crossed. Thank you. Mohammed is trying to keep the show on track because neither me or Kai is doing it. Neither me nor Kai can keep any sort of order on this show. So thank you to Mohammed. Thank you very much to Mohammed for keeping us in check. So we are going to do the next prediction. But first, Bruce would like to make it very clear he's a teacup. He's not a hooligan. Well, the rest of us are hooligans. We're hooligan teacups. We are hooligan teacups. But shout out to Bruce. He's a teacup and that's the end of it. And yes, let's just apologise to Shem for what we are about to say.
Yeah.
For what
Apologise
some of
to
you
Shem.
are about to say.
Yeah.
Because,
Paige has
you
gone
know,
with us first.
exactly. I know that Villa can play much better than they did.
Yeah.
However, they were complete and utter dross against Forest. They were dross.
They were.
And they need to be better in their next match. And I think Emery might start concentrating on that. Burnley scored. Oh, it was called as offside. I'm not sure it is offside. It was disallowed for offside. I'm not sure he's offside. He's not. Surely he's not offside. What is that angle? Guys, is anyone else watching this? Does anyone, user ahead of me, is this offside? It doesn't look offside. It doesn't look offside to me. They're zooming in on his football boots. On the Leeds player's football boots. No, it doesn't look offside. Huge says it's offside. I feel like they're lying. He's leaning forward.
The goal's been chalked off.
He's leaning forward. So are they saying the part of his arm he can score with is ahead of the other guy's shoes? That's his hand. They've measured it from his hand. Can everyone else see this?
No, I can't.
No, well, it looks like they've measured it, I think, supposedly from where the sleeve is. Do you know the above
Yeah.
the sleeve,
Yeah,
they can
yeah.
score from that part of their arm? I think, yeah, it looks like they're drawn in Microsoft Paint. It does. It 100% looks like they're drawn in Microsoft Paint. I think that is a bogey call. And I mean, they're 3-0 down. Give them the goal, for goodness sake.
Give them something to celebrate.
Bruce, it's the same times every day. 12 o'clock, 7 o'clock. On the daily, except Fridays. Fridays are 7:30.
Same time every day, except Friday.
Except Friday. All the other days, though. All the other days. See? That was a ridiculous call. And it did. It genuinely looked like Microsoft Paint. You're going to see this all over your Twitter timeline. Have you got Twitter?
Yeah.
You're gonna see all of the do you know the way they screenshot it? You'll see the screenshots and you feel like that's what they were talking about. That was terrible. That was terrible. Shem is talking to Twinkle Toes. Right, let's go back. Yes, hooligan teacups. That's another merch idea. I have so many merch ideas. I'm going to see what I can get merch. I'm going to have the best merch ever. It's all going to be about cults and hooligans and teacups.
Teacups, yeah. You just need to make sure you get yourself a hat and call yourself the Mad Hat and you'll be good to go.
Oh, I'm going to buy one of them purple top hats. Surely Temu or something has one of them. Or what's the other one? The really cheap one. Is it Temu? Is Temu the little orange one? Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet you can get surely you can get a purple top hat on Temu. Surely. I might have to do that at some point.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to go...
Yeah, that's it.
2-1 Villa. 2-1 Villa, I think.
You're going 2-1 Villa.
Yeah.
I just think Villa were woeful. And as I said, I know they can be better, but I think they were woeful. They were really, really bad. Yeah. So even though I know they can be better, yeah, but they've irritated me with how bad they played when I know they can be better. So now I don't want to predict them to win because it was really irritating to watch. And so now, do you know what? I'm going to predict my first draw this week. I'm going 1-1. Because I just genuinely can't predict Aston Villa to win after what they did. I'm so disappointed in them. I refuse to give them even a fake win. On principle. Paige is saying 2-1 to Spurs. Rob is saying 1-0 to Spurs. JT is saying 3-1 to Spurs. He thinks Emery focuses on the comeback against Forest and bottles it to Spurs. That's kind of what I was getting at. Shem is saying 2-1 to Spurs. Spurs might win this prediction, you know. And then Streets the villain. Boo. Well, says 3-1 to Villa, but has apologized to Shem. Twinkle Toes has also said 2-1, which is obviously where Stubby Toes is coming. JT reckons Spurs escape relegation this week. Right, then we had the goal that we were all discussing. And yeah, have some damn mercy. Yes, when we get to the end, we'll alter it. When we get to the end, before we hit predict, we'll put in what it is as we're looking at it. So it's a more accurate look at what the table might look like if we're right. 100% we will. Is there another goal?
Yeah, Burnley scored.
Oh, I missed it. I was reading. Was it good? Guys, was it good? I missed that one entirely. Bruce is proud to be a United teacup. It's a good one. Huge reckons 1-1. All boxed up is going 3-0 to Villa.
I feel like it was more Spurs wins, wasn't it?
I felt like there was more Spurs wins. I felt like there was a lot of 2-1s to Spurs. There was a lot of 2-1s to Spurs.
Jem gets one this week.
Go on, Shem. Now, would you like to go first on this one? It's up to you.
No. I'll take the abuse first, and then I'll give my prediction.
I thought Forest played very well. Thank you, Huge. Huge said it was a good goal. Thank you. I've just missed it. Completely because I was watching you guys. And JT says Peppa Pig with a late dagger to nick the game. You guys aren't very good at the minute.
No.
Things aren't going very well. I feel like team spirit is down. Nottingham Forest gave a really good account of themselves. I know it was 1-0, but they were by far and away the more attacking team. They were, they tried to play the game. They tried to play the match, and I liked that. I thought it was spirited. Have you got Reece James back? Did I see that? No?
No, I don't think so. He wasn't on the bench last game. So I wouldn't have thought he would be back yet. I will double check though.
Okay. If he's not back, I'm going 2-1 to Forest. But I thought I saw maybe he might be back. Thing is, if he's only back this game, he might not start.
Well, he's closing in on a return, but it doesn't say that he's going to be available for this one.
Yeah, which means even if he's back, he's on the bench. So I am going 2-1 to Forest. Again, I'm not set in stone on that one. It could be a draw, but yous aren't very good. And you know what? I liked they were spunky. You know, they showed a bit of spirit. I liked that.
Yeah.
This is a family show.
Yeah, you said first.
Peppa Pig, and look what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But let us see what the chat say. Mohammed is saying 1-1, which I could see happening. I could see that one. But what else? Streets is saying 2-1 to Chelsea. Rob is saying 3-2 to Forest. Shem is saying 3-1 to Chelsea. Bruno says Forest 2-0. You can't win tic-tac-toe with Garnacho, Jalap, and Pedro Neto as your front three. Tallulah reckons 3-1 Chelsea against Forest with 1 R. I still think they have 2 R's. Convinced they were traditionally spelt with 2 R's. Streets is saying Chelsea have rested well and have their confidence back. You hope so. JT was going to predict a really high scoring game and then completely changed his mind to 0-0. And Paige has also gone with 0-0. He went from 3-2 to 0-0. A classic case of I've given too many B's. I need to give a C. But that was very mixed. That was draw. Yeah, straights. Draw height for life. Draw. Chelsea. Forest. Chelsea. Forest. Chelsea. Draw. And you said Chelsea. And
2-1.
I said Forest.
Yeah.
So that leaves Chelsea and a draw are drawing. And in the wise words of Harold, draw height for life. Which brings us to a draw. So it's about the score. The draws,
1-1 probably.
Yeah, I think 1-1. 1-1. I could see that being a genuine score. The thing is, I could see all of them being genuine score in this match, which is probably the problem. They could all really be the score. But yes, thank God Harold came up with that rule for us because, it's a great rule. It's a very good rule. Yes, Streets. Harold says in the predictions, if it's a draw and you can't decide, then surely that means it's a draw. Do you know what I mean? So, yes, time for City. Time for City. You go first on this one.
3-1 City.
Talk us through it.
I don't think. Though they didn't score many goals against Burnley, I think they played some okay football, and I think they're just going to ride this out to the end of the season. I don't think Everton have particularly been. I thought they were absolutely smashing it, but I think recent results have not been too great for them, to be fair.
Yeah.
So I think City are going to start ramping it up a little bit now.
I agree.
They
I
also
think
only
City's
have
gonna
one
win.
game, one game a week as well at the moment, don't they?
City, Everton.
Yeah,
Yeah.
both teams. But as in they've got time to rest. If they were still playing Champions League football, I'd probably lean more to a draw or Everton. But they don't now,
I
so they've got full time to recover, full time to get themselves settled.
I don't know what way City are because they have the FA Cup as well.
Yeah, but
don't
the FA Cup falls on like a Premier League normal
Oh, I
weekend, doesn't it?
understand. Yes. So they're the 4th, then the 9th, then the 13th.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You said 3-1, didn't you?
Yeah, I think they're going to win 3-1.
I would probably go with 3-1 as well. I could see 3-1. I feel like that's a reasonable scoreline. Right. JT reckons 4-2 to City. Streets reckons 3-1 to City. Paige reckons 2-1 to City. Mohammed reckons 3-0 to City. Rob reckons 2-1 to City. Streets has changed his from 3-1 to 2-0, but it's still to City. Twinkle Toes says 2-0 to City. It feels like it's tough. We might have to tot it up, but I feel like maybe it's unanimous for City.
Yeah, I think if we count it, it looks like it's all cities. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, just about. They've edged it out there, and the final boss, just in time
Comes
for the
in with
final,
the final
prediction, has come in and said 3-0 to City. No, Shem has pipped him. And said 2-0. Bruno has also said 2-1. Reckons Everton will put in a fight at the Hill Dickinson Stadium, but City have way too much quality. O'Reilly will play the midfield this time instead of left back. He is a good player. He is. Right. The question is, how many goals? Huge has gotten 2-1 to City as well.
I think a 2-0. I've seen a lot of
Okay.
2-0s and 2-1s. I think a 2-0 would be
fair. Now what we need to do, it's currently 3-1 in this match. So we need to update that.
Check.
Still
Still 3-1,
changed
is it?
again?
Nope.
What is
Still
it now?
3-1.
Oh, okay.
Still 3-1.
Okay, so calculate. Dun, dun, dun. If we are correct, this is what the table will look like. Arsenal would stay at the top, 3 points ahead of City. United would stay in 3rd, 3 points ahead of Liverpool. Villa would stay in 5th. They'd be clinging on there to 5th. You would be in 8th. Brentford, you would go ahead of Brentford, is that right? Look, we're Leeds.
Where are we actually in
Leeds
no, we'd stay in the
really
same
tough.
position because we're in 8th at the moment. So
okay,
we'd
fair.
go nowhere.
Leeds. Look where Leeds would end up if we're right.
Shooting up. Well, they're in 14th at the moment.
Yeah, but they'd go up a spot.
Yeah.
Based on our predictions. We obviously predicted Palace to lose, did we? Or Sunderland to lose? Goal difference?
Yeah, Palace would need to lose. How many goals did we say Palace were going to lose by?
Where are they? 2. 3-1 we've said, so they're going to lose by 2 goals. So it's not crazy.
No, but it must actually be goals for, not actual goal difference. Because if they lose by 2, they'll be equal on -5 goal difference.
Yes, so then it goes to goals scored.
Yeah,
because there's 10 the difference. Leeds would have scored 10 goals more than Crystal Palace.
Goals. That's nuts. That they've scored 10 more than Palace.
10's a lot.
That's crazy.
10's a lot. That would put
and for a newly
Newcastle
promoted
into
side as well.
15th. And it would take Spurs out of relegation.
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Not going to happen, but hey.
And where's Brighton now? Because we've put them into 6th. They're in 6th anyway. So they just wouldn't move.
Yeah, they're in 6th. Yeah, they'd stay in the same place.
Yeah. But so not crazy. Not crazy. But it wouldn't be good for Newcastle and it would be very good for Spurs, basically.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Imagine Iraola goes at the end of the season and gets Bournemouth into Europe.
Imagine.
That'd be unless he goes to another team that has European football, that'd be gutting for him.
I reckon he might, though.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they talk about most recently talk about him coming to you.
Yeah, there is, but I think we're keeping Carrick, so I don't think. Do you know what I mean? Maybe he will, and if he, I don't really have a problem with him. I'm not.
Probably going to
Do
end
you
up
know?
at us.
But I reckon if Eddie Howe leaves Newcastle, he goes there. That's my shout.
Yeah, it's not a bad shout. Yeah.
That's where I'm at with it. That's what I reckon. Guys, that is us. Shout out. Bruce Graham has been absolutely smashing it. Keep the United teacups growing. I tell you all, we've loads of teacups. We've all the different teacups. All the teacups are welcome here. We love all the teacups equally. Except Manchester City. We don't love them. Only because we've no City fans in the chat. But guys, that is us. We have been here for over 2 hours, and I think I have monopolized enough of Kai's evening. Do go check out Kai's channel, Behind the Dugouts. The link is pinned in the chat. I will also tag him in the title when I edit it after we edit the stream. We were a few minutes late. Kai had some gremlins, and so while Kai was fighting off the gremlins, I was doing our thumbnail. So I will put him in the title when I finish this off as well. Shout out to Tom McBride for his lovely super chat, and of course to Bruce, who has been absolutely flying the Manchester United teacup flag. So shout out to all of you guys. Thank you all for being here. Please don't forget to like on your way out if you haven't done so previously. Just thank you all for being here. Thank you for taking part, because obviously the prediction shows don't really work if you guys don't predict with us. So thank you very much for being so involved. And yeah, just have a lovely evening. I will be back tomorrow. I don't know what bloody hell way is the schedule tomorrow, because who the hell
It's got to be
knows?
a 12:30 game tomorrow, surely.
No, there's not. Tomorrow is the
great.
2nd.
All 3 o'clock.
We've got 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5:30. So I will be live tomorrow at 12 o'clock as normal, because there's no match. So after that, who knows? But I will be live at 12 o'clock tomorrow, because apparently we can have 2 Monday night games and no 12:30 game on a Saturday. Good scheduler. Have a good evening, folks. Thank you all for just being wonderful.